Welcome back to Henu and Maria. So today we're going to talk about,
being pregnant in Phuket.
this video is mainly about sharing our experience, how has it been in past almost 9 months. Maria is only a couple weeks away from giving delivery to our first child.
Living in Phuket has definitely been a huge challenge for me, especially coming here early in the pregnancy. We came when I was about 6 weeks pregnant, and on top of being tired and exhausted all the time and going through the challenges of the first trimester, I had to deal with an extremely hot and humid weather. And that is not something I'm used to. I've never lived in such a climate before. Honestly speaking, 9 months later, I'm still not used to this weather. So this was a huge downside for me.
Another thing I would like to ask, my question comes from the language perspective. Thai people speak Thai. A lot of them only speak Thai. How easy was it for you to communicate with them? Were they able to understand you? Were you able to find Russian doctors? Were you able to find the doctors who could speak and understand English?
Language is another issue here because no matter where the doctor works, be it a small hospital, clinic, be it an international hospital, very few of them actually speak good English.
Are you saying there were times wherein things were lost in translation?
Absolutely, absolutely. There were times where the doctors just didn't understand what we were asking, or didn't understand what we were saying, or we didn't understand the doctor. And I would suggest probably writing down questions before you go to see the doctor. Just write down all your questions and make sure that you understand correctly what it is they're saying. Because there were few occasions where the doctor would pretend to understand us.
So, how was your experience in hospitals, or how did you even find a doctor here? How did you know where to go?
So coming to Phuket, you need to remember one thing. It is a small island, and there are not that many hospitals in here. So before coming, I would suggest that you do your research and find out the place and the hospital and the doctor that you want to go to. We didn't know all that when we came, so it was a little bit hectic for us and stressful. We didn't know where to go. We didn't know the places, we didn't know the doctors.
So, what kind of research would you suggest to people who are coming to Phuket?
Definitely do talk to people that already gave birth in here. But first of all, know what's important to you. Because coming to an Asian country, you need to remember one thing. Pregnant women in here and doctors, they do prefer to go for C-section instead of going for natural birth. And that is the most important thing that you have to keep in mind, looking for a hospital and a doctor.
But that could be subjective, no? Someone may prefer C-section and someone may prefer
But
natural.
that's what I'm saying. Is if you are the person that wants to do the C-section, if that's your preference, then you have unlimited options. Well, limited to pretty much 2 hospitals, but you have more options than a person that prefers a natural delivery.
We'll come back on this topic about understanding what kind of hospitals, what types of hospitals are there, and where one should go and what they should expect. But bringing you back to the question was, what kind of research should they be doing? Where do they find people who are pregnant, or those mothers who are expecting a child? Where do they find to meet this community? And how did you meet them?
Do go on Facebook. There is not that many options. Do go on Facebook. Do find for groups that were formed by pregnant women or mothers.
While Maria is talking about Facebook, another thing which came to my mind was when she was about 6 or 7 months pregnant, she wanted to go out and do more stuff, do classes like art classes and do some yoga. So I think the yoga you did was for pregnant women, and from there you can build up your circle and circle of friends or ask questions and get some insight to what their experience is like. All right, so change of the scenery.
Hot and humid.
Hot and humid, yeah. So it was really hot and really humid outside. It was, I was dripping sweat.
So was I.
Anyways, back in the air conditioning. So that's, I would also agree with that weather can be challenging if you're coming from cold temperature. Um, Now, coming back to the problems or the challenges one might face around their journey while they're pregnant and living in Phuket, and Maria was talking to us about doctors.
I did my research when we came to Phuket, and what I found out was a lot of doctors that work at the hospital, they have their own private practice. We found our doctor actually on Google, believe it or not. He does speak English, yes, not as good. So it needs to be. The conversation wasn't as clear as we would prefer it, but you can communicate on the basic level, which was okay, I guess.
Just to add on to that topic of conversation between doctor and patient, I've been to every appointment to the doctors with Maria alongside, and I've asked questions. We did stick to one doctor we found on Google for about 6 months. We had almost all of the tests and examinations and the blood and other tests done with that same doctor, and everything was okay, apart from the fact that he wasn't really able to communicate as well as we would like him to communicate with us.
Although we don't have much to complain about, there were a few hiccups along the way. And a few of the things that we didn't really like were the fact that the doctors aren't as involved as you would probably want them to be. So during the first trimester, we went to do the blood test, and the result came, I think, a few days later, but we didn't hear from the doctor until our next appointment, which was a month later. And that's not what you want, because I had an anemia and I wasn't told on time, and that was the reason. I felt dizzy, I was low on energy, I felt just overall wasn't feeling great. And if I was told on time, that would have been corrected. But
Early on.
Early on, but we weren't told. So that was one thing. Be proactive. That's what we learned from that experience. You have to be proactive. Do not wait for your doctor. Do not wait for the next appointment. Do reach out yourself. Ask about the results. Make sure that everything is fine. It's your pregnancy, it's your baby. You have to be in charge of that. Do not expect your doctor to reach out even if something is wrong.
Do your own research. I mean, Google is full of information about what a vitamin deficiency can lead to, what drugs have what kind of effects. I know it's not really smart to rely on Google, but you are not being dependent on Google. Don't be dependent on Google. But Google is going to be a great source for all the information you need and you want. Did you had any incidents wherein there were lack of facilities or laboratories to do your test, or uh, in case if you are in need of vitamins or supplements?
No, that's not the case in Thailand. The hospitals, the clinics are well equipped. So what happens with the hospitals is they like to prescribe their own vitamins, their own medicine, and they do overcharge you for it.
So vitamins and supplements are a whole another story.
It's a big business. So whatever you can get in a drugstore for a decent price, you would be charged probably 5 times as much at the hospital.
We bought our vitamins and supplements and everything we need from Australia, and I got it all when I went to Australia for a short visit in July. So while we were only going to this private doctor, the bigger question was where are we going to deliver our baby? And this was another big challenge for me and mainly for Maria because she wanted and she still wants to give a natural birth. So that's where our search began to find out a hospital where we can go and rely on the doctor and be confident that they are going to encourage and push for a natural delivery.
You have to decide what's important to you. Because if you want to go for C-section, then you're in luck. Honestly speaking, you're in luck. Because women and doctors in Thailand, they do prefer C-section and they're very good at it. However, if you want to have natural delivery, that's when the problem starts. Because not many doctors, no matter what they tell you at the beginning, do encourage natural delivery. And there are a few reasons for that.
We will discuss these main reasons, which are mainly revolving around money. We all know world revolves around money, and this is going to be one big factor. As a parent, expected parents, we do not, and I do not really care about the money part. What I do care about is how comfortable my wife is when it comes down to delivering a baby. Let's just talk about the main points in terms of the standard, in terms of the medical facilities these hospitals provide. What was the deciding factor for Maria to come to the conclusion and pick on a hospital?
We decided to look at two hospitals, Mission Hospital, and the second was
Bangkok Hospital.
Bangkok Hospital, Siri Roj. There is another hospital called Bangkok Hospital, which could be another option for you if you like. We didn't really look at it because I didn't really find positive reviews on that.
And by the way, Google wasn't much of a help because all the hospitals here have worst or bad reviews. For some reason, not many people leave positive reviews on these hospitals and these institutions. So it was Google was not one of the deciding factors to choose the hospital. We decided to go and personally see the delivery ward, meet the doctors, meet the midwives. So our monthly checkups and everything was done by a private clinic, which is operated by a doctor who works in a government hospital here in Phuket. He gave us two options. One was the Bangkok Siri Roj Hospital, which is right on the main road and accessible close to our home, half an hour drive. Another one was the same government hospital he works in. So we decided we're going to go to Bangkok Hospital and we're going to deliver the baby there. As the date started to come close, we were more worried about whether we made the right choice or not. And we started looking at hospitals or reviews online, reviews of pregnant women who have delivered their baby in Bangkok hospital or other hospitals like Mission. Now, we're going to tell you the hospital we chose between these two hospitals for our delivery later in the video. And if you like this video so far, please hit a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. This is going to be a journey, a lifelong journey, and you are with us traveling along on our pregnancy, on Maria's pregnancy. There's going to be a lot of things to come on this channel about us, our life, and our newborn baby's life. So the two hospitals we shortlisted was Bangkok City Road and Mission Hospital.
Firstly, we decided to go to Mission Hospital. We met with the doctor, and we were extremely happy with the doctor. He's understanding. He is the one doctor that everyone recommends if you want to have a natural delivery.
Now, by everyone, we mean the online community and the reviews we saw on Google, Facebook.
And the women that already gave birth with him.
Yeah.
So the only downside was the hospital itself, because it is a little bit run down. It's not, the equipment isn't that up to date, I would say.
Yeah, the building is old, the infrastructure is old, it looks tired, the toilets are a bit old. The staff and everyone else, as in midwives and the only person who could speak English, wasn't able to give us any confidence in hospital infrastructure, their facilities.
So another thing was the maternity ward.
So when we first went and visit Mission Hospital, we met this doctor and we were all impressed and convinced that we are delivering our baby here in Mission Hospital. We started getting a bit nervous and uncomfortable when we went to the maternity ward and realized that it was more of a communal ward, wherein the labor room had 3 beds, so they could attend to three patients at the same time, which actually what meant for us was that I wasn't allowed to stay during labor with Maria, and that was a big no for me and Maria as well. And the final blow was from the midwife, who suggested us that maybe we should go to Bangkok City Road Hospital and check out their delivery ward, because they might be better. They might be better in terms of the labor room, that I will be able to accompany Maria all the time. I would also be able to, and the facilities are better in Bangkok City Road Hospital. So these few things left us very confused and undecided. Even though we loved the doctor, we were confident we want this doctor to deliver the baby. The questions and the situations we came across at the labor and the delivery room made us feel like maybe it is time that maybe we should go and see the Bangkok City Road Hospital. And that's what we did. In a couple weeks down the line, we went to the City Road Hospital and we went and saw one of their obstetrician. Also went and inspected their labor and their delivery room. Nonetheless, the hospital is of international standards. It's very clean. There is a parking available. The rooms are nice and clean. They've got different tariffs on the rooms. There's one VIP room, which is a living and a private bathroom, 2 bathrooms, 2 bed, 2 rooms. And there are heaps of options for you. The labor room is all private, so if your missus goes into labor, you'll be the only couple who will be there and getting attended to by the midwife. So things which created those doubts to come and visit Bangkok hospitals were actually there, as in were actually better than Mission Hospital. But the one thing which is the topmost priority for us, the doctor, which is convincing enough and confidence inspiring that he is going to promote natural delivery, a natural birth, was missing. Maria did not feel confident with the doctor. We had a sit down, we had an appointment wherein the doctor inspected the baby and did try to make sure and assure us that he is going to promote a natural delivery, unless there is an emergency, and then they will have to move towards the C-section. Now, this is completely off online reviews from that hospital. A lot of patients who've been to City Road Hospital ended up having an emergency C-section. The percentage of patients moving towards the C-section was way more than people who gave a natural delivery in Bangkok City Road Hospital. Hence, we decided to move back to Mission Hospital.
We don't know what's going to happen. In a couple of weeks, I guess we will find out.
Yeah, and when we do, we will keep you updated. From now onwards, the videos are going to be more around pregnancy hospitals. We can't really shoot in the hospitals. I've tried. They've got signs everywhere to not allowing us to record in a maternity ward, but I'm hoping to record some in the private room. So this is going to be our first video in 2 weeks. We've been posting shorts because obviously you can understand we are pregnant, and it's getting harder now that contractions have started, and there have been a couple of false alarms wherein we had to run to hospitals in middle of the night. Stay with us on this journey. If we have left any questions in your mind, feel free to drop them in the comments down below. We will reply to each of the comments.
So if you liked the video, if it was in some way useful to you, do put a thumbs up.
Subscribe to the channel.
Do feel free to share this video.
We hope you a happy life. Bye from us.
Bye.